For question 1, we are looking at changing units. So we're going to do a recap of multiplying and dividing by 1,000. So for instance, if we had 3.64 times 1,000, then we're going to move our decimal place 3 times because it's getting 1,000 times bigger. So it would be 3640 if we're moving it 3 places, right? 1, 2, and then 3. We would put 0 as a placeholder. Okay, and the same thing if we did 3.64 divided by 1,000, we would move it 3 place values this way, 1, 2, 3, and that's where our decimal would go, and we would fill in the rest with zeros. So it would be 0.00364. Okay, so you can do question 1, where you're going to times and divide by 1,000. Okay, now if you look at the above changing units, you can see that kilometers and millimeters are measures of length, which you know. Kilograms and milligrams are measures of mass, or how heavy something is. Liters and milliliters are measures of capacity, so thinking liquids, you would measure milliliters. So if you had 1 kilometer, that would equal 1,000 meters. Okay, so to figure out how many meters something is from kilometers, you would multiply by 1,000. And to go in the opposite direction, if you wanted to go from meters to kilometers, then you would divide by 1,000. Same with kilograms to grams. You're timesing by 1,000 if you wanted to go from kilograms to grams. And if you wanted to go in the opposite direction, from grams to kilograms, you would divide by 1,000. And same with liters and milliliters. If you had 1,000 milliliters, that would be like dividing by 1,000 to get 1 liter. Okay, so for question 2, you're going to change the numbers from the smaller measurement to the bigger measurement. So for instance, if you were to change 275 milligrams to grams, if we look here, we're going from milligrams to grams. There's 1,000. So the new units are 1,000 times bigger. Right? Grams are 1,000 times bigger. But you need 1,000 times fewer units. Times fewer units. Right? Because if you go from milligrams to grams, you're going to have what appears to be smaller digits, because you are going to divide by 1,000. So 275 divided by 1,000 would get you, so the invisible decimal is there, 1, 2, 3, so it would be 0.275 grams, right? Because 275 milligrams divided by 1,000 would get you 0.275 grams. So I want you to do the same thing for B, C, and D. You're changing the units. Just be careful. If you're going from a smaller to a larger measurement, you're going to be dividing. And if you're going from a larger unit, for instance, if you were going from liters to milliliters, you're going to times by 1,000. Okay? So I'll let you do that for question 2. Okay, for question 3, we're going to change the units by following the steps in question 2 in your head. So you just did all this. So for 3A, if we went from 700 meters to kilometers. Okay, so if we look at our chart above and we look at, we're looking at meters to kilometers, right? So where's our meters? From meters to kilometers. So because we're going from a smaller measurement to a larger measurement, are we going to divide or are we going to multiply? Well, we're not going to multiply because then we would have 700,000 kilometers. That doesn't make sense. So we're going to divide by 1,000. So you can do that in your head. You're going to move 3 places. That's where your decimal is going to be. Now you don't actually need these zeros, but it's 0.7 kilometers. Okay, so try and do that from A to O, and see if you can figure out which direction you're going. So if you're going from a smaller measurement, smaller unit, like millimeters or milliliters or meters, and you're going to a larger unit like kilometers or liters or that should be from grams to kilograms, then you're going to divide by the number. Okay, but if you're working this way, then you're going to times. Okay, so from smaller unit to larger unit, you're dividing. From larger unit to smaller unit, you are multiplying. Okay, so you can do that question now.